Welcome, Adventure. I'm GM Coplin, and it's Thursday again, and we're on Throne and Liberty. Time for update 1.80, and this time, a few people should be happy, and a few not so much. Starting off in the morning after 6.5 hours here shortly, we're going to get our 2-star dungeons. This is not going to be the tier 2 like we have seen over in Korea. What this is going to be is some of the dungeons. It's just going to allow us to gain access to the boss equipment so that we can gear ourselves out a little bit better. All the 2 and 4 set bonus pieces, and then they're going to add some new accessories in there. 2,500 minimum to go in the 2-star dungeons, and then Carmine Rage Island, Void Waste, Island of Terror, and Valley of Slaughter. These are going to be expansions to what we've seen so far. One of them, as they've mentioned, the one with the legs, I believe, are not here yet. I believe that's coming on the 5th of December. We've got the Sprouts and Sage thing. This is going to be kind of a thing to help out new players. So eligible with the to be a Sage, you're going to get your level 50, Act 10 on your Adventure Codex. You've got 1-star dungeon completion 3 times in each one of them. You've got your 20 dynamic events. You've got 40,000 abyssal contracts. And 20 field bosses, 20 region exploration progress subsections of your codex, and then 100 resistance contracts. So you do that, and then you can become a Sage. New button and icon appear at the top left character, allowing eligible characters to disable Sage status. One thing is, other than just being friendly and helping, I don't know what the motivation is going to be for a lot of players. Now, being a Sprout, you will lose Sprout once you hit 50, and you go through some of the same things. You start using some of your abyssal tokens and your field bosses, and you obtain a weekly reward. So it's designed to help players. You can enable and disable the Sprout status if you want to hide it for some reason. And then we've got Sage and Sprouts. They receive a title, new border. So that may be one reason for people to do it. And then markers on the map are going to allow you to see each other. And then there's also going to be a chat channel, so we can skip all of the BS that we normally find everywhere, and people can just stick to helpful information. So maybe there's going to be some kind of rewards or anything. I haven't seen anything yet, but we'll just have to wait a few hours and we'll get to see. Weapon skill balance in combat has been adjusted. Several skill errors are fixed. Specialization for some weapon skills are changed. So Sword and Shield, it's mine. Star Wars Bastion is going to get a specialization, give us a 15-second cooldown, 5 specialization points. That'll be pretty good. That's the one that gives us, looks like a castle. It's going to give your party, or maybe just you, a buff. Got Great Sword, Blood Devotion, added a new specialization cooldown, decrease cooldown by 15 seconds once again, Devoted Shield, skill range, devotion. It now shows the skill range when specialization is applied. Precision Dash, update as a Fury attack, bind specialization, Vital Force, added tooltip, notation for the maximum health limit. And for the dagger, Vampiric Strike is going to have increased base damage and skill heal on it. Increased damage for the specialization, additional hit, increase the value of the vampiration of the boost effect specialization. Frenzied Sword Dance, going to be added a new specialization for area damage and increase the damage to all enemies within 3 meters of your arrival point by 60%. Pretty cheap too. Throwing Knife is going to be increased. The debuff applied and reduces incoming recovery effects. Crossbow. So Selfless Diffusion removed the specialization, removes CC. Okay. Mana Exchange, remove CC. Explosion Trap, increased base duration, improved duration bonus provided by the specialization, increase duration. Multi-shot, decrease nimble leap cooldown by 15 seconds when used. Longbow, healing touch. All right. Now shares cooldown with wand skill Swift Heal. And so stacks with players' healing touch skill on friendly targets. This is going to drastically change your healers and how they're going to be kitted out, because being longbow and wand allowed you to have both of these. So you got double Swift Heal. It was great. Purifying Touch, increase the maximum effect stack that would be removed when cleansing weakened CC effect. Devoted Shield effect change now creates 3-second shield when target is hit at or below 30% health for 6 seconds. So that's pretty good. For staff users, your Serial Firebomb, there's going to be a specialization now has an 80% chance, reduce the effect of receiving healing 80% for 6 seconds. So you're getting a buff. People are going to want more staffs. And Templars like myself are going to get it hard during combat. Inferno Wave, adjusted specialization. Frenzied Lightning Wave to have 1 base activation and 1 additional activation for wet and frost. Chain Lightning, fixed specialization. Chain Thunder so that it no longer activates the Mother Nature's bowstring effect. Ice Spear fixed an issue where the frost effect was applied for a shorter duration than intended. Fixed an issue where the specialization Bind would always ignore defense and resistance to apply. Judgment Lightning specialization consecutive use now has an additional 80% chance to debuff shield block chance by 30%. Another thing against my class. So you tanks, if you stack all your shield buff, which is what we do anyway, then between this and Templars like myself with lots of healing, staff users are now more of your bane than ever. Infernal Meteor, increased damage specialization. Hellfire Rain, and adjusted the falling meteor to be more centered. Increase the specialization. Heal reduction debuff effect. Frost Master. Now, when landing a basic attack, inflicts the frost effect on targets within 3 meters for 3 seconds. Does not. And here we go. Clay Salvation. We're finally getting our specialization. Weaken Removal now removes all stacks of 1 type of effect instead of just 1, which is good. Time Punishment specialization Burning Time now also adds a debuff to shield block chance. Another thing against the tanks. Karmic Haze, an issue where it would ignore spread chance in some cases. Yes, it would. Adjusted to ignore shield block when spread. Once again. Ray of Disaster. Now, if a target dies during the effect, transfers to additional target within 10 meters. Specialization Expand Targets now provides 10 meters of bonus range, increased from 5. That's good. And the move speed reduction now debuffs 30%, increase from 15, which is real good. Of course, once again, your Swift Healing is going to share your Healing Touch cooldown. Inter-server conquest battles. Your guild happen to have Sir Boonstones. Then there's going to be new bi-weekly cross-server competitions for additional rewards. Riftstones join an inter-server conflict mode. Boss fight for the boss corresponding with your Riftstone for loot drops and Lucent generated by auction house taxes. Sounds great. Boonstones join an inter-server dynamic event for zone corresponding with your Boonstone. The winning guild will receive an amount of Lucent generated by auction. Again, making it better for us guilds that have Riftstones and to keep them. Not just going to be a buff and then access to a boss, but now we're going to be even getting access to more Lucent, more loot, and more PvP fun. General random matchmaking parties of 4 may now queue, which is great because it used to be 2. Chat finally going to get an alliance. Chat. Colors for party chat and party recruitment going to be changed tomorrow, so that'll be different. Okay, so the chat UI can now be moved as well as separated from the chat entry field. They just keep doing better and better stuff with their UI. Space improvements. Peace mode boss portals adjusted the positioning of the portals for peace mode. Junimboto and to move it outside of the PvP enabled area, which was hilarious because before it was just inside your PvP zone. So if you were stuck out, people would post up next to the portals and try and catch you as you tried to go inside. Black Hole Plains fixed an issue that occasionally prevented the Black Hole Plains Boonstone from being claimed. Contracts fixed an issue where the 5th contract would not be pinned to the content notification UI. Yep, noticed that quite a bit this week. Codex, the happiest day ever, fixed an issue causing a collection page to be inaccessible. An issue causing tooltips open from chat to be partially cut off. There's lots of little issues with that. Also with looking at things, it cuts it off the window. I find I have to click. Battle Pass UI issue causing the red notification dot to occasionally not disappear after using the claim all button. Yes, that's true. All right. So that is what we're in store for here in just a few hours in the morning of the 21st. Carmine Rage Island.